Welcome, everybody. I'm Dr. Espen. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be here with you. You already heard the amazing presentation from my right-hand woman, Marcia. Our mission is really simple. We run a conscious education and transformation company, and this started many years ago. This company has been operating successfully now and profitably now for 7 years. And it started with some of the similar challenges to what Marcia was talking about before, how we all go through challenges and traumas in our lives. You can look at your family, your friends, and your colleagues, and there's going to be times in our life where we have had challenges. Now, the problem is that we actually don't have access. We don't have real access to profound inner healing. We may go to a therapist, we may go to a physician, we may try and hire a coach and do certain things, but it's really more so working on the surface levels. Now, how do I know this? I'm actually a qualified teacher. I used to teach in school, so I know firsthand how broken the education system is. After that, I started a multidisciplinary health clinic in a place called Jindalee in Brisbane, Australia. And we did a combination of bringing together different health modalities, from medical doctors to chiropractors to physios to nurses, to radiology clinics, to pathology, and et cetera, et cetera. So we built one of the fastest growing health franchises from startup in terms of integrative health that we've seen in Australia. The second clinic that we did in a place called Browns Plains became the largest yoga studio in Australasia. So we started in 2011, and from 2011 to 2016, I scaled with my business partner and I 10 multidisciplinary health clinics, 4 of which I went to 7 figures, and we at the peak of our game had 75 staff. So I just want to point that out because I do have extensive experience in both education and in both healthcare. Now, can I see a show of hands? Who here believes that we can do with an improvement in both our healthcare system and also our education system, please? If you believe we can do it with a conscious upgrade. Now, for those of you who have paid attention, you would have noticed Julia spoke about the different levels of consciousness. It was referred to as spiral dynamics. And in order for us to break free from a level and ascend to the next level, we have to think ahead. If there's one thing that we know, one thing that we've explored, one thing that we've experienced, is that there is intelligence within all of us. And if we don't have a system where this intelligence can be called upon or experienced as such, then we are going to perpetuate the same problem over and over and over and over again. Like Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Ladies and gentlemen, consciousness on this planet, within ourselves and all around us, is ascending to another level. We are slowly but surely becoming awake. So my question is, what if there was a company that was on an unstoppable mission with results trialed and tested for 7 years that leveraged what we now know to be true in quantum science, in consciousness, in neuroscience, in epigenetics, and so on and so forth, that you could back both with your money and with your intelligence and experience and expertise, that had an opportunity to make this world a better place? Our purpose is to raise consciousness to the point of critical mass. It is absolutely that simple and yet so grand at the same time. This is our legacy piece. This is what we are going to give back to the world. Our vision in 10 years is simple. We want to be one of the top 4 spiritual development and healing organizations on the planet. 5 years, Australia, USA, and Northern Europe, and within 3 years, within Australia. We are already on track to do this because a lot of people are doing personal development on a surface level, and some are doing great business development, but they are not, and I repeat, they are not leveraging the quantum field of consciousness that scientifically makes up 99.9% of you, your body, and your life. This is an absolute consciousness hack, and I'm alive to prove it, because if it wasn't for this, I would have died in hospital long ago. Marcia, just the same. So the success I've talked about, 75 staff, we've already done this. We've had some great experience in healthcare. We've combined both healthcare and education in these events. Now, you've heard a lot about it. You've heard about the 3-day event. It's great. It's transformational. 250 people in each. We've sold out 3 in a row. It's growing quickly. Our challenge right now, the solution that you may be able to help us with, is that we've been playing a small game. We've been ready. We've been preparing ourselves, building our systems and foundations, but we are ready to go global. And to do so, we're not just going to travel to the different continents, we're also going to deliver this virtually and digitally to people around the world. We've got our systems sorted. they do need an upgrade, and that's why we're asking for capital. To be really clear, we're asking for $1.4 million from an angel investor, and here's the key, that is fully aligned with our values. We're not interested in an angel investor that does not believe in at least consciousness, or at least is spiritually curious, because these are our values, and we live deeply to these values. In fact, it's a core belief in me that I'm born for this very specific reason. And with or without an investor, we are not going to stop, because we see the results in our students. And many of you have had a profound breathwork experience. Can I see show of hands if you felt like the breathwork was a bit out of this world? Well, that's 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine what we could do in 3 days. Imagine what we could do in 4 months. Our competitors, Joe Dispenza. Raise your hand if you heard of Joe Dispenza. Okay, this man sells out events like this with 2,500 people in under 7.5 minutes. Why? Because we are awakening. Why? Because the way we've done things in the past is not working anymore. Raise your hand if you've heard of Tony Robbins or Dr. John DeMartini. I've had the privilege of learning from all of these guys, and let me tell you, there's only one of these guys on the screen that is leveraging the quantum field, hence the rapid growth. So what is the quantum field? Well, that is the part of you that has always been and will always be, the part of you that you can call upon when it comes to healing, transformation, or anything that is worth our while. So we are really not just standing on the shoulders of giants, but we're actually leveraging something that has not been utilized before. And if and when we do, we'll have some powerful potential to influence and to change the world in terms of education and healthcare, specifically through seminars, coaching programs, and online education and experiences. This is our current team. We've got 12 staff in Australia and a whole bunch of amazing contractors and staff overseas as well. Like I said, we've been operating for 7 years successfully now. And we're looking to grow. Our targets are really simple, 3 to 10 years. By 2031, we want to be at 50 million a year. Our profit margins is only 30% because we pay our people really well. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with a potential angel investor as to how we can improve our books. One of my challenges is I'm operating as a CEO and as the talent. I would love to step back and learn a little bit more about how to run a profitable business so I can go out there and change the world. So on and so forth. 5 years, we're at 25 million. In year 3, by 2024, we should be at 12.5 million with a 40% profit margin. Having said that, if you look at the goals specifically, in 2021, we already did 1.4 million with a 30% profit share, with a 30% net revenue. So this has already been and done. We're already on par. We've already done what we needed to do. If we just continue to do what we need to do, and this is live events, ladies and gentlemen, through the period of time of COVID. Consider this. What happens when we go global? What happens when we can take this digitally? So we're on par for 3 million with over 1 million in revenue coming up. And the entire model is built, but we do need capital. So what we're looking for is a conscious angel investor to be a part of a mission of inspired changemakers on an unstoppable mission to raise consciousness to the point of critical mass. It stands so firm to me that I know this will happen nonetheless. The return for you is company shareholding. So I'm feeling, and this needs some more calculation, probably about 15% of the company. Company's valued at approximately 5 million. So shareholdings, profit share, to pass on your vision, your wisdom, because you have something as an angel investor that we don't have, the skills and the experience. What if you could leverage that to help make the world a better place using quantum science and consciousness? And that's the opportunity here to leave a legacy. This is a picture from the last event. Now, this is only talking about the 3 days, ladies and gentlemen. This is not talking about all the other products that we have in one of the 2 funnels. This is our why. You are our why. Humanity is our great why. And as I say, the greater the why, the higher we fly. So it is our mission to raise consciousness, and we are here to leave this legacy. The question is, we are ready. Are you as an angel investor ready? Come and have a chat to us. We've got a lot to learn, but we are unstoppable, and together we can make a change in the world. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh yes, must stay.
Be ruthless.
Dr. Espen,
Yes.
I can see that you're an incredible visionary and that the passion is incredible and that all shone through. What I'd like to see if I was an investor is a lot more tangible outcomes. To consider the audience and be dynamic, I think you need to really show some, like for example, on the first slide, you've got raising consciousness to a critical mass. Now, to some investors or people in the room, that doesn't really resonate, or they don't know what that means. I know what that means, but a lot of people don't. So I'd like to see like some tangible outcomes, like touch 1 million human lives or something like that. Some more numbers, some more figures, some more facts. There's an excellent history of what you've achieved, but I think keep it succinct and have some facts on the slides. I'd like to see some more facts and some more statistics and that kind of thing. I do think some of the vision for some people may be a little fluffy, so really breaking that down and working out your pitch to that next level would be amazing. And I would like to see you talking about like we've got a system and it's ready to go, but like it needs work. Like I would, if you're creating your own revenue, I'd kind of question, can you build out a system and prove that model and get some sales and runs on the board before you're going to take on investment. So as an investor, I'd like to see some more of that model proven or a little bit more plan around that. I just didn't really see that come through in the pitch. And I think, again, it's excellent that you're making a profit. That's impressive. But I'd also like to know what these digital plans are. And then I'd like to see, is this going to integrate in an app or like health technology? And if there was something like a little bit more tangible that went alongside your events, that would be like a lot more interesting to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. There's a great background story to get to know a lot about you. What I wanted to know is how you plan on scaling it. What is your plan of attack on how you're going to do that in the next 3, 5, 10 years? You mentioned that you are the main person that everyone is wanting at the moment. If you go out there to scale it, how are you still going to be able to run the business and do the scaling at the same time? I agree with Serena around the numbers. I love numbers. I would like to see a few more numbers up there around your customers. How many customers are you looking at? How many people do you want to look at? But love the passion, love the story. Just a little bit more detail in terms of the numbers is what I was looking for.
Thank you.
Okay. What I'm going to do now, because it's the last game, there are some very sharp people in the room. Does anyone else? I'm going to open up now for 2 more judges, 2 more people to give them some feedback. I've got 1 here. Anyone else? Anyone else who goes in as a judge? Just so we can close this round. Okay, we'll go here.
For me, as a finance guy, I wanted to know a little bit more around the profit share and what would be the exit strategy. When can I sell out? What's the share price going to be today, tomorrow? But yeah, just really around, because that's what I'd look at. I mean, you obviously sell yourself really well. I love the sessions that we've had the last 2 mornings. Every other box for me is ticked, but it's like how I'm going to make money out of that wasn't entirely clear.
Thank you.
1 more.
Yeah, I just, it'd be good to see you come up with a way to monetize all your customers, because it seems like you're doing lots of events and you're creating this army of followers who really support you and obviously really happy with the results and all that. So it seems like you've got an army of soldiers and ambassadors that you could be cross-selling other products. So it'd be good to get more of a breadth of your vision of, other products that you could bolt in and promote to your clients.
In our product range? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Can you give each judge, there's 4 judges now. Oh, sorry.
I'll sum it up to 1 point actually, because most of them have touched on a really important point, which is the statistical figures. Like, what does the next financial year look like? What does the next couple of financial years? What are you spending on marketing? Like,
You do not talk to Espen.
yeah,
You talk to the judges.
yeah,
Okay? You talk to people that made the comments. So help them.
yeah,
Were they helpful?
yeah. They
They
were,
fail last. Talk to them. Talk to each judge.
yeah, they're really helpful in the comments. One observation would be in terms of the how does he work on the business as well as compared to in the business. Perhaps one useful point would be what does it specifically look like for him. So for example, because the name of the company is Dr. Espen Enterprises, it already means that he is the business. So that could be a really valid point to provide him in terms of how to work on the business. But besides that, the comments on the statistical figures was valid. So yeah.
Any other comments? Do you see any other comments? Valid, like, was it good? Is it good? Good? Was it anything else that you can ask the judges to pay attention to? So you're not now, no one else is talking about this now. We're closing the game. I want Ray to give the judges, there's a few things here, Ray, that you notice. I notice you noticing, right? I notice you noticing. I want you to, it doesn't matter if this guy, that guy, that guy, this girl, this girl. There's a few things that you notice. I'm noticing you're noticing. There's a thing that you need to say to the judges. And that would be, go.
Structure in terms of at which specific points of the presentation can be further improved upon, and at the same time, how can they better leverage both of them pitching as well. That will be really useful.